I used to be into the podcast for Breaking Bad with
Mm.
Vince
Actually,
Gilligan and stuff. It
I
was
love
good.
Breaking Bad. I liked Better Call Saul as well. I thought they were both fantastic.
Oh, Better Call Saul. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that because I've been hearing a lot of good things, but
It's
I
good.
only watched Breaking Bad. I love Breaking Bad. Love the follow up movie with Jesse too. Was it a movie or series?
It was a
It was
movie.
a movie, right?
I thought it was a little slow until the
I
end.
yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, it was too slow for me.
I thought Better Call Saul was really good because they did a really good job of making it its own thing, even though a lot of it connected to Breaking Bad. I'm here with Lishy Nutter, and today we're talking TV shows we love with friends who love to give each other business.
Dude, I hate vampires.
Go on.
I hate vampires and I hate werewolves. I like Frankenstein's, but I liked Wednesday. And I hate Tim Burton, but I liked Wednesday. And I for some reason, I really like Matt Berry and What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, it's a great show. Great.
Matt Berry.
I don't like. I tried watching the movie What We Do in the Shadows. I didn't
The
think,
movie wasn't good.
but the show is fantastic because I love all of the characters and more than in the movie. Even
Yeah, yeah. Matt Berry's amazing, and
the guy who plays Nandor is also.
Nandor is
They're both
hilarious.
fantastic. And actually, I like
And the girl is funny as fuck.
The girl's great. Yeah, I like all of them. I think that show is really good. Snippins loves What We Do in the Shadows, and she had me watch. I didn't think the first season was all that great, but you know everything gets better as the seasons go. And I watched a bunch of clips online about the rest of them, and they're
Yeah, I liked when I liked that the fat guy started getting some power.
Guillermo. Guillermo de la Cruz.
And the boring guy.
Yeah, actually, I think energy vampire is a hilarious trope. That's something
Energy
that
vampire.
Yeah, so
And then emotional vampire.
yeah, they have emotional they have an energy vampire, which is a guy who's just boring as crap. It's the guy who he was in Better Call Saul. Actually, he was the guy who was selling pills, and then he bought this big dumb car. It's that dude, and he's the energy vampire. And What We Do in the Shadows. He's great. He's always like.
Does this mean he sucks people's energy? Like he's a downer? Okay, I like it.
It's like he goes into offices and just says, "How's everyone doing?
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah.
You know, I had to get some coffee last week, and
That's how he feeds. He feeds. Which is a great concept.
It's really, really clever.
It's good. It's really
What is this show called? I haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
What We Do in the Shadows, and you know what? I'm really amazed that I can stomach it because I hate vampires. I hate werewolves. I hate Tim Burton, and I am sick of mockumentaries.
I am too, but I love.
You know
that.
what? Mockumentaries started with in the 70s and the 80s with fucking Albert Brooks in Real Life, and what was the rock movie?
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. And it really, guys, I'm done.
Like I didn't really like The Office that much either, honestly.
No, I didn't.
But everyone loves that. But I like the British version of The Office because it's more of because British people are depressing as shit, and the British Office is very depressing. Like there's
I don't like any of that mockumentary bullshit. I like Ricky Gervais though. His Afterlife.
I am
Amazing.
one of the I'm one of the many Office lovers, but I really believe it's Steve Carell. Like he just anchors it so much and gets you into it. And then once he leaves, everyone continues to watch because they're so invested in the characters and everything, and it's very established. But I feel like without Steve Carell, the show would have never taken off like it did. His ability to make you feel so on the edge of uncomfortable and cringy, but also kind of interested and laughing at the same time. It's this really weird balance where like it's so awkward, but kind of seems plausible. Like he could be a real person, but it's just so ridiculous and weird. And it just, it puts instills a very weird vibe inside you. And I think that's why the show is kind of unique.
Well, he does that thing of like the boss who thinks he's funny, but he doesn't understand that he has power. Like, the bosses that joke with you, but you can't joke back. I've had a bunch of bosses like that.
Exactly.
Or like that thing of where they have a power over you, but then you have to kind of like laugh awkwardly at them, even though if you laugh too much, you get fired for some reason. He really tuned into that.
Exactly. He was so good at playing the ability to not understand that, like, the hypocrisy of his behaviors and how he could dish it out but not take it. Basically, he played that unawareness so well.
Yeah, I was
that's
about to say unaware. He's so unaware, but just absolutely impulsive.
Yep. Yeah, without
Just
him, I
great.
don't think the show would have taken off the way it did.
No, not at all. And you know what else I'm done with, since this is all about me?
Hell yeah.
Oh, my kid told me what it's called. I call it the flawed hero, but he calls it the evil protagonist. What's that called? Like in Breaking Bad, the protagonist is the bad guy.
Anti-hero thing that everybody loves.
I
to say.
forget what
Is
my
that
kid
it's
calls it. I forget, but I'm done with that. Like I like Ted Lasso. Speaking of your shirt, I like Ted Lasso.
Fuck yeah.
I like 30 Rock. I like Shrinking.
Ted Lasso was a show I had no idea I needed, and I needed it so bad.
Right? You needed to think
So
that there
good.
was something interesting and fun and intelligent and cool where
Yeah.
they can actually swear as well, you know?
Yeah. 37 years old, and I
Everyone-
got a new role model from Ted Lasso. Like I think
everyone-
about him. There are quotes from Ted Lasso that I've incorporated into my everyday life. I'm an avid lover of pickleball, and I know there's probably some thoughts that around that.
You don't look that old.
When I oh, thank you. But when I fuck up in pickleball, my go-to quote is "be a goldfish," because like it's such a mental game. One fuck up, and you just like keep rolling down and down and down. And so, like, be a goldfish. I love that one.
My takeaway from that is when I apologize to somebody, I say, you know, blah, 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 blah. I hope you can forgive me. And he says that when Nate's going to give the pregame speech, and he says, "Hey, Nate, last night I attacked you and I was upset and you didn't deserve that. And I hope you can forgive me." And I was like, fuck, that is a great line.
That whole arc between him and Nate and the way that he handled it just it was really special. That whole story arc between those two.
I could do without the last season of Juno Temple. She's the ingenue. She has the lesbian affair.
Oh, got it.
Because I'm like, you know what? I buy it. I get that you're fluid, but when two lovers are in bed and they wake up wearing like brand new, like the bra was completely out of a box, brand new. It's like, no, hey, director, we need to see her boobies or get them out of bed. Get them out of bed.
I am not immersed unless I see titties. If you're gonna go this far, I want to see some stuff.
I don't even care about the titties, but get them out of bed because they're not in bed wearing the clothes that they were wearing. And I don't blame her for not wanting to do topless. You know, I don't blame her because she's pretty famous and she's a great actress. I don't blame her for not wanting to do topless, but get the characters out of bed. Get that scene out of bed.
Come on, Apple. Don't you see what Netflix is doing with Bridgerton? Apple, you know, you got to step up your game. Bridgerton, a lot of butts, a lot of boobs. Yeah.
So your note is Hooters. That's your note.
That's his note. My note is get them out of bed.
Oh man,
I have not watched that show, but everyone keeps telling me to watch the last of it.
Community. Crapopolis. Are you into Crapopolis yet? Rick and Morty.
Crapopolis.
It's a new Dan Harmon.
I did like Community very much. I did not watch Rick and Morty though.
Oh my God, you got to get Rick and Morty. Oh my God. It's amazing. Amazing.
Very meta.
But it's so fun.
I want to love the new voice actors, but I feel like it's especially the new Rick. I feel like because the guy who did Rick and Morty.
Tell the difference.
The delivery's different. It doesn't hit me the same. I'm really picky about it, but
I know you are really meta.
I think the writing is still all right. Like I like the plots and everything still. They didn't lose the creativity, but man, I don't know. I can get very particular about things that I love, and I do love Rick and Morty. And the delivery on Rick is just a little off now. But I feel like it's, you know, he's just starting out the character. He's going to get better, and so you know, I hope they keep making. I'm just glad they're still making it after.
Yeah, I'm like
got canceled.
I'm way older than you. I'm like twice as old as you. When Bewitched switched Darrens, it was not. That guy did not like the new Darren. I had no problem with it. It's like, because I know that I'm watching a dramatic presentation, I'm watching a play, and I'm okay if the actors change. I get it. You know, I'm more interested in the story, and the writing on Rick and Morty is amazing.
It is very good. I'm glad that they actually are pursuing, like, going through different story arcs. You're learning more about the characters, like with the last season. For me, it's something very subtle though about the delivery. And like when I started to realize it, I would go back and compare like season 1 and season 2 in particular versus the last season with Rick and the way he would deliver his lines. And there's just something so, I don't know, it's very, very subtle in the way that he like fluidly shit talks his gibberish and incoherence. And then there's just like, it seems like there's a pause, or more like the actors like thinking through the line a little bit too much, whereas it just kind of came out effortlessly originally. But like I said, hopefully he'll get there, because it just, that's what really caught me when I stumbled onto Rick and Morty. I think like, was it like 7 years ago now? Basically, I was high as a kite laying in my bed just in like La La Land, and I had YouTube just going on random play, and I'm like half awake dreaming, and I hear like Rick and Morty playing, and I'm just kind of like letting it basically kind of half play in my dreams, my half dreaming brain. And as I'm listening more and more, I'm like, this is really fucking weird. And I wake up and I start watching it, and I'm like totally hooked. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I was like, what the hell is this cartoon doing? This is insane. But yeah, so and Rick's delivery was really what kind of sucked me into that whole universe initially. Ramon, special show. You should watch it. It gets a lot of hate because, you know, anything that gets popular gets hated on a lot. Like the train with the storybook man. That whole arc, dude. It's so good. Like it's so creative. Yeah.
And then Joseph Campbell makes an appearance.
Yeah. And I always think about, like, I always want to know where the cat was from, what the cat did, the talking cat.
Oh, right.
Cat with Rick, and then he sees. They won't ever tell you or show you where the cat's from or what he did. There's just certain things that shows.
The fortune cookie,
dude. The fortune cookie episode. I rewatched as soon as the episode came out. I probably watched it like 5 times. There's so much to get. There's just so much to absorb from that episode. It's
so fun, Boney, because I'm always looking for stuff to watch, but I'm like my kid really likes BoJack Horseman, and there's some really clever writing in it, but it's the anti-hero. Like, you know, I'm older, and so who I spend my time with is really important to me. I love Will Arnett as an actor, but spending it with BoJack Horseman is not as fun as I want it to be.
Did you guys watch the Fallout show?
Yes.
I like very much the Fallout show.
I love
What
Fallout.
is it?
Yep.
It's based on a video game called Fallout, but it doesn't matter. You could just watch it anyway. I didn't really.
I watched The Last of Us. I liked it.
It's like after there's a nuclear war and there's people who are living in a community which is like underground.
It's like a dystopic Cold War era world where the Cold War never ended. Technology is like sophisticated in certain ways, but also retro 1950s-ish in other ways. Because they've been working on different things more geared towards, you know, winning the nuclear war against Russia and China. I guess the evils of capitalism and corporate greed and how that influences, you know, a potential nuclear war, and then on into the future, and how it can have lasting implications on humanity. It's interesting. And they do it really well because they have that good balance of like satirical comedy. Like it's like really awkward and funny and dark at the same time. If it didn't have that level of humor and that level of kind of silliness, then it would be really, really dark and gruesome and probably put a lot of people off. But because they can balance it together and it feels natural, I think it appeals to a wide audience. It's kind of funny. It keeps you like more upbeat, and then it just also is able to unload some really heavy, dark shit on you at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome, man. My interest is piqued.
It's good. Goggins. Have you ever watched The Shield?
Yeah, I love
what else he's in. Yeah. So do you remember Goggins? He's one of the. I liked him in The Shield.
He's also in Justified.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he's one of the main characters in Fallout, and he's phenomenal in my opinion. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
It's good. It's a good show. So I have tallied our votes, and feel free to run in the comments section who you think is never right in this episode. Usually Snippins comes. We need a chick though.
I'm growing this. I'm trying to. I'll do a clean shave. You know, we'll see if maybe put some.
You got pretty sharp jawline. I don't know if you can pull it off. You got a pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth.
You're never right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more content from the Never Right podcast.